Gary froze in his tracks. Hovering over a gravestone were a long sequence of numbers that were faintly shimmering. It read, 9,902,304,000. Gary rubbed his eyes in disbelief. Impossible. Of all the places that Gary would least expect his power to activate, here would be at the very bottom of that list. An old, decrepit cemetery long abandoned with the passage of time. Everyone who were related to the dead here had died out or had simply forgotten their ancestors were buried here. But more importantly, cemetery was the key word here, because his power only worked on living people. People who were still alive, and everyone here was dead, and yet, he could see incandescent lights carved into the air to form the numbers 9,902,304,015. They hovered a meter above the dried soil and leaves, next to the gravestone that was crumbling and weathered, making the name on it indistinct and incoherent. But what astounded Gary even more was the number. His power was a strange one indeed, and not to mention useless compared to the other superpowers that existed. Flight, super strength, telekinesis, and virtually everything else trumped his. What he was gifted with, what his power allowed him to do was fairly simple. It didn't do anything really, besides gifting him with cognizance over the time a living person hadn't inhaled air. Seconds to be more specific, and it was usually a second to anywhere to a few minutes for those who could hold their breaths for long periods of time. So, 9,902,304,112. That was exactly 314 years. Gary put his phone away and stepped closer to the grave. What the fuck is going on here? He said aloud. He wondered if his power had gone wonky, but after a while of ruminating, he made a decision. He went home and returned the next day with a spade. He dug until he was out of breath and his hands were sore. But still, he continued because the more he dug, the more curious he got. What the hell is under here? What will I found? He wondered. He was more than 6 feet under now, and still there was nothing to be found. The numbers were still there, hovering at his feet now. His hands were blistered, and it pained him to even hold the spade, but still he continued. He was so close, he couldn't stop now. Finally, when the sun was setting, and darkness was slowly creeping over the cemetery, he struck something solid. To his surprise, the numbers suddenly changed. 9,902,384,421. 1. Shocked, he paused for a moment, watching the numbers change. 3. He struck it again. 1. He began digging even harder. HGNNNHHH, the voice gasped. The numbers followed a set pattern now, the pattern of a breathing human. Why thank you, kind sir, but I believe you are standing on my family jewels. Gary gasped, falling off his feet, then shuffled to the corner of the hole he had dug. He looked up and realized that he was trapped in a hole with whatever. Ah, it is nice to finally breathe again. Now help me up, lad. Gary screamed for dear life. A hand reached up from the dirt. Now, no need to be frightened. I am friendly, I assure you. You have been doing so well, don't stop now. After a moment of deliberation, Gary grabbed the hand and hoisted the dirty figure out of the dirt. A man in a dirty, tuxedo suit with an immaculate mustache smiled at Gary. Now what is the name of this strapping young gentleman before me? Gee, Gary, he stammered. What are you? Let me introduce myself. I am Jeff, a butler. A butler. Who is over 314 years old? Gary wondered. Jeff extended his gloved hands. Gary shook the immortal butler's hands. Please, how may I be of service?